Greetings. If you're watching this, you know who I am. I'm Dave McLellan. I am a member of the Board of Directors of the Performing Arts Center of Metro West in Framingham, Massachusetts. I'm a former faculty member. I taught guitar at PAC for 8 years. We are doing a major fundraising campaign this summer. The campaign is called 50K by Labor Day with a dollar sign in front of 50K. And a central part of our fundraising campaign is a concert I will be giving at the Edwards Church in Framingham, Massachusetts on Sunday, this coming Sunday, August 9th at 4 p.m. If you are, if you're watching this, you are either watching on YouTube or Facebook Live, and in both of those, both the description of both of those events, you can find the link to purchase tickets ahead of time, either in-person tickets where we would love to have you in person. That's what we prefer. It's better in person. But if you can't be there for whatever reason, you may be living far away or you can't get away, there is a live stream option. So we hope that you'll be able to join us in one way or another. And also in this, in the description of this YouTube and Facebook Live event, you can find a link to the program that I'll be playing on Sunday. And it's a PDF of the program, so I would strongly advise, if you can, follow that link and watch and follow the PDF as we go through the music I'll be talking about today. This is the 5th episode in a series of sneak previews I have been doing over the past couple of weeks, focusing on each group of pieces in the concert. We started with episode 1. We presented the Estudios Sencillos, the Simple Etudes by the Cuban Leo Brouwer. Episode 2 was focusing on the Magic Serenade by the American Brian Johansson. And those are the only 2 men whose music I'm playing on the concert. The rest of the music is by living women composers. Episode 3, I played and talked about the music of the South African composer Avril Kinsey, and also a very short piece by the Belarusian British composer Erlen Wallen. And in episode 4, a very special episode for me, I got to talk about and play some samples from a new piece written for me last year by Boston's composer Francine Trester. Francine wrote this 7-movement suite for me last year, and I've been playing 4 movements of that suite this season. So those are the first 4 episodes, and today I'll talk about the last major work on the program, which I adore playing, and audiences seem to really enjoy also. The work is Western Vista by the Belarusian American composer Olga Amelkina-Vera. So I'm going to read a little bit about the piece in Olga's own words, and then I'll tell you more about and play some samples of the music that inspired her work, and then I'll play some bits of the first and the second movements. So in Olga's own words, the concept behind the piece, if you're looking at the program now, you'll see it's 2 movements. Nightfall is the first movement and Sunfisher is the second movement. The concept behind the piece, provided by Russell Cleveland, is a celebration of beauty and folk song heritage of the American West. Mr. Cleveland suggested Aaron Copland's Rodeo and a collection of traditional cowboy songs from the Wild West period as possible inspirations. And in fact, what I'm holding here is the book that Olga used to find some old songs of the Wild West. This book, I believe, is out of print, but I was able to get it on eBay. So the 2 songs that she chose, I'll be playing for you in a minute. I indeed found much to be inspired in these sources. I selected 2 folk songs to include in the final score. "Oh, Bury Me Not on the Lone Prairie," a cowboy tune from the 1800s, and a traditional Navajo lullaby, "The Rainbow Cradle." The rest of the material is original and was inspired by the spaciousness of the Western landscapes and excitement of the rodeo. Okay, so now let's look at the two songs that she used. "Oh, Bury Me Not on the Lone Prairie" is a lament describing the sadness that is someone who is about to pass away on the trail in the 19th century. The sadness that they don't want to be left alone, buried on the prairie. This song was made very popular by Burl Ives in the 1950s. The words to the song are, well, there are many verses, but I'll read a couple of verses. "Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie." These words came low and mournfully from the pallid lips of the youth who lay on his dying bed at the close of the day. He had wasted and pined till o'er his brow death's shades were slowly gathering now. He thought of home and loved ones nigh as the cowboys gathered to see him die. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie where the coyotes howl and the wind blows free, in a narrow grave just 6 by 3. Oh, bury me not on the lone prairie. And the tune goes like this. So in Nightfall, the first movement of this work, you will hear direct quote. The piece opens with a little bit of a fanfare, but then the "Bury Me on the Lone Prairie" is quoted directly and treated very beautifully. The second song that inspired Olga is the Navajo lullaby, "The Rainbow Cradle." The Rainbow Cradle refers to the rainbow decorations that may be used on the back of, on the papoose, on the carrier for little children on the back of Navajo women. The words, many verses in this song, in this lullaby: "Hush, my little white shell, in your rainbow cradle. Do not cry, my white shell, do not cry, my white shell. Go to sleep, my white shell, go to sleep. Rainbows lie beneath you, downy clouds around you. Hush, my little white shell, do not cry, go to sleep, my white shell." So in this arrangement that was taken from the book, The Songs of the Wild West, arrangements by Dan Fox, this is a very simple setting of the song. Now, when the statement of this song appears in the first movement in Nightfall, there's a little bit of a hint at it with a couple of fragments, and then the movement ends with almost an exact statement like this, with different harmonies. And the very end, you will hear this in a distorted harmony, but instead of that satisfying end, the work moves directly attacca into the second movement. the Sunfisher. Now, the Sunfisher, the second movement, is essentially a depiction of a rodeo competition. The word Sunfisher is a word used by cowboys in the rodeo to describe the horse that stands very tall on its hind legs with a very magnificent white chest, and the horse is fishing for the sun as he stands. So the Sunfisher opens with two musicians entertaining the crowd while they await the competition to begin. The two musicians are a fiddle player and presumably a clawhammer banjo player. And the first section of the piece shows those two musicians playing together, trading off riffs back and forth while the crowd waits for the competition. So in the first section, the rodeo contest begins. It's the two musicians who are playing, and Olga has expertly captured the sense of the fiddle player and the sounds that you might hear close to the sounds coming out of a clawhammer banjo. And then the contest moves into the arena. The bucking horse comes out with a rider, and you'll be able to tell when that section arrives, because the rhythms and the meter in the first section, where the two musicians are playing, is very steady, very bluegrassy in a way. But when the bucking horse comes in, the meters are changing every bar. The rhythms are jagged, and it just gives you the impression of a chaotic scene where a horse is trying to throw a rider. The bucking horse section gives way to two sections together, flowing and like a memory. And it's just some beautiful harmonies and sounds, and some scale passages that are very evocative. In the section Like a Memory, you will hear restatements of both Bury Me on the Lone Prairie and the Rainbow Cradle. So I'm not going to play all through this second movement, because there's so much there, and you really need to be at the concert on Sunday to hear it all, especially the very end. After Like a Memory, where the two original songs are restated, then the rodeo resumes, and the horse and the rider come out, and the horse is bucking violently, and at the very end, the cowboy is thrown from the horse in a very loud, splashy ending. And I won't get that far today, because you really need to hear it in person. Ideally, you can hear it on the live stream, but if you hear it in person, you'll be there in the big echoey room where the rider falls off the horse. I think I've covered all I need to cover to start with. I'm going to play, I will play some of Nightfall and stop here and there, so I can give you a little bit of a tour, a roadmap through the piece. But the first 20 bars of it are pretty clear. It's all statement of Bury Me Not on the Lone Prairie. by this time in the piece, we've moved way past "Bury Me Down on the Lone Prairie," the statement of the song, and there's other material that Olga has written inspired by the beautiful song. So I'll go on from there, and we're about to hear a few of the fragments of the Rainbow Cradle, and then we'll hear Rainbow Cradle stated pretty clearly, although in different with quite different harmonies. And then from there, I'll go right into the Sunfisher, but then I'll stop and we'll get our bearings set again. So where I stopped, I'll start just a little bit before I stopped. This is where we're getting some hints of Rainbow Cradle. And here it comes. So that's how the Sunfisher starts out. And I will just keep going from here. You can hear the first section, which is the wonderful music that the fiddler and the clawhammer banjo player are giving the crowd. You can hear the use of the strumming and the guitar that will give you the sense that the fiddle player is playing double stops with one open string as a pedal point. And then you'll also hear the section where we play with the thumb and the index finger as if we are holding a pick, and that gives the effect of the claw. Or we play with the back of the index finger on the string. So you'll know that when it comes. So here's the first section of the Sunfisher where the two musicians are playing together. I'm getting some disturbance from the dog at the door. Excuse me for 1 minute. These are informal sessions, of course, and he wants to participate. Are you going to come in and be quiet? Okay. Thank you. Here, go to your bed. There you go. Nope, go down. Go ahead. Go to your bed. He needs a treat. There you go. Sorry for that little diversion. Okay, so here's the Sunfisher. We ended the last phrase of Rainbow Cradle. Here comes a clawhammer. guitars. Follows the two sections, Flowing and Like a Memory. I'll skip ahead to Like a Memory where, well, this is a spoiler alert. I'm going to give you a clue where Bury Me Not and the Rainbow Cradle are stated in this beautiful section. And then we'll just go through somewhere almost all the way to the end, but I'm not going to play the very ending, because you have to come on Sunday in person or on the live stream to hear the end. Let me let the dog go away now. Okay, thank you very much. It's the first time in the 5 episodes that he's actually wanted to join me in here. Okay, so I need to find the good spot where there is no good spot to start. In the section where just before Rainbow Cradle and Bury Me Not and Rainbow Cradle are stated again, but they're so disguised it's very hard to see, to hear it. Right about here, there's this beautiful section of some chords, and we get lined up to play Rainbow Cradle. Bucking horse again. And I'm stopping there. You gotta come to the concert on Sunday to hear the rest. So that's it. This is the beautiful Western Vista by Olga Amelkina-Vera. Olga lives and works in Plano, Texas. She is married to Fernand Vera and lives there with their daughter. She's a very prolific composer, not only of guitar music. She is an expert guitarist herself, but she's has written for orchestra and opera and all kinds of things. But she just is a very gifted guitar composer. And we are very lucky to have her music in our repertoire. Now there is on the program one other tune. It is intended to be an earworm that you leave the hall with the tune in your head. The tune is Wild Mountain Time, arranged by the great guitarist Scott Tennant, and I'm not going to play it today. You have to come to the concert to hear it. And so thank you for being here, either live or if you're seeing this recording afterwards. It'll be around for quite a long time. And we hope very much to see you on Sunday, August 9th. Remember, in the description of the YouTube video and the Facebook event here, you can find the link to get tickets ahead of time. If you want to come in person, it's cheaper for you to get the tickets online ahead of time. It's a little bit more expensive at the event. But golly, I forgot to mention that the proceeds of this concert, all of the proceeds go to the major fundraising campaign that Performing Arts Center is running right now. I am not taking a fee for my concert. It's a pleasure to be able to provide this service, and it's a killer fun program. I hope you as a listener have as much fun hearing it as I have playing it. This is my final performance of this program of the season, and I'm moving on to other things for next season. So thanks for listening. Hope to see you on Sunday.